First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your first alert forecast. 19 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Staying with breaking news on 19 News First at 4, Dolly Parton, a humble woman, a beautiful and kind soul with a massive impact on music and beyond, has passed away.
Dolly was among the most beloved personalities in music, but her belief in people just took her so far. As a philanthropist, she used her platform to raise millions and make sure millions of kids all over the world had access to free books. All right, thanks for joining us on 19 News First at 4 and streaming on 19 News Plus. I'm Brian Duffy.
And I'm Nicole Versansky. News of her passing has been breaking hearts all over the country, all over the world, all over Northeast Ohio. This afternoon, her influence extended far beyond her celebrity.
Her Dollywood Foundation raised millions for people in need. The Rock Hall just posted condolences on Facebook along with a video from her 2022 induction ceremony. Of course, there's been a big crowd all afternoon at Jolene's, that bar that takes its name from one of Dolly's famous songs.
As a female, I'm going to say, she has been such an idol for many, many women, not just in the music industry, but all her charity work and stuff like that. My grandson gets her Dolly Parton library books that they send to each child. So I'm a little choked up because she has been a special person to me. So she truly will be missed.
I'm devastated. I mean, to stand right in front of here, what a legend. Love her very much. My sister loved her even more, named her dog after her. So, yeah, very sad. Her spread reached so much further than just music, though. I mean, what she did for community and for the charities. She was a real philanthropist as well.
The tributes are pouring in as we continue to cover this breaking story. Ohio's First Lady Fran DeWine said Dolly's generosity and her selfless spirit leave a legacy that will live on for generations to come. How many people, out there right now have kids or grandkids that have a free book from Dolly's Imagination Library?
Lots of them, millions.
I mean, millions of people here. Just what a legacy. President Trump has also ordered flags to be lowered across the country in Dolly's honor. You can, of course, reach much more at cleveland19.com. Breaking developments now as 2 people were shot sitting in a parked car on the west side. One of the victims is a 10-year-old boy.
While one woman is in the hospital fighting for her life, police are still trying to piece together what happened.
Catherine Huntley joining us live now. What are investigators telling you, Catherine?
Well, first off, it's simply unthinkable that a 10-year-old boy and 50-year-old woman are right now dealing with significant injuries following this shooting. Now, we still don't know how exactly they're related, but we do know this all happened here in Cleveland's Clark Fulton neighborhood around 11:30 last night. But right now, police are working to figure out anything they can to find the suspects.
Police canvassing the scene after a woman and 10-year-old boy were seriously injured last night. Witnesses called 911, officers rushed in and provided first aid. Paramedics rushed both victims to Metro Health. The woman is still critical at the hospital, the child now stable.
It's always difficult to see a child, in this position. We're grateful that he's listed as stable condition. Our commitment is obviously investigating this and arresting, apprehending those responsible as quickly as possible.
Cleveland police are actively investigating today. Police say the pair was sitting in a car on Woodbridge Avenue. That's when a person or people opened fire, hitting them both. Police tell us it is likely this is not random, but they are not ruling anything out. They are trying to figure out if a car driving nearby was involved.
We're still interviewing witnesses, still trying to determine that. We obviously will speak with the victims as best as we can. And we have tremendous detectives and officers that work for Cleveland Police, and we're confident we're going to arrest these individuals.
Now, police are not officially calling this a drive-by shooting yet, but say that car nearby, they're strongly looking into to see if it was involved. Now, if you know anything, if you think you know anything even small about this situation, police want you to reach out to them. As soon as we have any description of suspects or of that vehicle, we'll be sure to let you know. In Cleveland, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.
And new developments on the historic Cleveland church destroyed by fire last week. Investigators say someone set that fire on purpose and there could soon be an arrest. The Old Friendship Baptist Church on East 55th destroyed by an inferno. As for the motive, investigators say that's not clear. It does not appear to be financial. This church dated back to the 1890s, but because of declining membership, it had been abandoned several years ago. Thankfully, no one was hurt in that fire, but as soon as we learn more about who is responsible, we'll send a push alert to the 19 News app.
One person now in custody for a shooting at a shopping complex. This was in University Heights. Police did not release his name. That could mean he's underage. We were actually broadcasting our Operation Backpack School Supply Drive. We were just feet away from where that suspect opened fire. The victim was not seriously hurt. Investigators say both young men knew each other.
3 men arrested after a large fight at a wedding in Westlake. So it started with a fight inside with a man apparently acting aggressive with a butter knife.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So that fight then spilled right outside La Center, with groups of people fighting. Police from Westlake, 3 other departments responded to this just to try and break it up. In all, we can tell you 3 men were arrested and 2 people were taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
Now your 19 First Alert traffic update.
All right, a new crash to tell you about. First alert to this I-77 southbound just past Rockside Road. The left lane is blocked, causing a 7-minute delay, only going about 21 miles an hour at this point. Here's a view of it. This is the actual crash itself. You could see the backup here on I-77 as well. Try to avoid that area. Broadview Road or Brecksville Road going to be a good alternate for you right there. Again, this is just past Rockside Road on I-77 South, and the left lane is blocked at this point. Also a new crash, I-71 northbound just before Fulton Avenue. We have the left lane blocked over in this general area. Not as much of a backup here compared to what we were seeing on I-77, but we're only going about 41 miles an hour, so still slow on I-71 north near Fulton and West 25th, so watch for that. And also we do have a crash opportunity corridor westbound right at East 55th Street, only going 21 miles an hour. Good alternate there will be the Shoreway westbound into downtown if you're traveling from University Circle into the downtown or west side areas. We'll get you a look at drive times coming up in the next half hour.
On the Browns beat, the dust still hasn't settled on the Browns naming Deshaun Watson the team's starting quarterback. Certainly a lot of frustration among fans. However, there's still another position to battle for here.
Yeah, there sure is. There's lots going on. 19 sports reporter Zach Keenan tells us about the other 2 quarterbacks who are still fighting for a spot on the roster.
Wake up, Browns fans. That was not just a bad dream. Deshaun Watson is still the starting quarterback of this squad, and 24 hours of brutal fan backlash is not going to change that.
I'm gonna always have his back, regardless of the situation. You gotta, feel for him. It was definitely emotional times.
Taylen Green is backing his starting quarterback despite upset fans.
A lot of frustration, but at the same time, he's gonna give it all he has, and I'm right there with him. Anything that I can do to help him and help the quarterback room, I'm going to do that.
Shedeur Sanders will back up Watson, so Green, a rookie quarterback drafted out of Arkansas, is fighting Dillon Gabriel for the 3rd-string quarterback spot on the 53-man roster.
We've just dedicated so many of the reps to Shedeur and Deshaun. It's really limited their opportunities, Dillon and Taylen, and yet they've handled it great.
There isn't room for 4 quarterbacks on an NFL roster, so either Green or the 2nd-year quarterback Dillon Gabriel will have to go to the practice squad.
Both prepare like they're pros, like they should, and so I'm just excited to see them play.
For Green, playing Thursday night means living out his dream either way.
Oh, I'm excited. Got family coming to town. It's a night game, lights out. It's going to be a dream come true, just being out there and being a Cleveland Brown. Who wouldn't want that?
The 53-man roster deadline is Sunday night. Thursday night against New England, the preseason finale is the final time for Taylen Green and Dillon Gabriel to battle over that third-string quarterback spot. In Berea, Zach Keenan, 19 Sports.
A lot of Browns news to talk about tonight on our Off the Leash podcast. It is streaming at 6:30 on 19 News Plus or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Canada is hitting back with tariffs of its own, blaming the Trump administration as they announce new tariffs of up to 50% on hundreds of American goods starting September 8th. 2 weeks from today, Canada will double its tariffs on American steel and aluminum. The move comes in response to the U.S. placing tariffs on about $20 billion worth of Canadian goods. All right, thousands of dollars now on the table for people looking to buy a home in Akron.
So this is all part of a new program to give first-time home buyers a little help with the down payment.
19 data journalist Dan DeRose is here to explain, Dan, who may be eligible here.
Akron Shamus Malik announced this in his State of the City address for the city of Akron. He called it his Akron Dreams program. Today, he said it is a reality for some homeowners. Let's walk you through the program. They're going to take $300,000 in federal HUD money, that's Housing and Urban Development Funds, and they're going to put it into this sort of first down payment, maybe closing costs for 35 families. First come, first serve. There are some application requirements. We'll get to some of those in a minute. Up to $7,500 for a down payment. Is that going to cover everything? No, but it's going to go a long way to help first-time home buyers. Let's talk about the financial requirements. If you're a single person, you can't make more than $54,000. A two-person household, $62,200. 3 people in a house can't be more than almost $70,000, and 4 people in a home to be eligible, you can't make more than $77,701.
But for too many people, especially people, millennials of my generation or people in Generation Z, the obstacle isn't necessarily making a monthly mortgage payment. The obstacle is coming up with the down payment to come in through the front door, to come up with the down payment and the closing costs to purchase a house.
The mayor saying he hopes this is just the first of many years. It's a pilot program. The city council had to agree to use this $300,000 for this, but they're hoping that this becomes maybe an annual program to attract first-time home buyers. Obviously have to buy the house within the city of Akron to be eligible.
We'll talk about an unusual call. Dayton police helped corral a group of runaway chickens after the birds escaped their enclosure, wandered on out there onto the road. Body cam video shows the officers rounding up those chickens, leading them safely back to their pen. Dayton police called it just, quote, another Thursday in Dayton.
Taking a look at our top stories on 19 First at 4, a Westlake man accused of murdering his wife just pleaded not guilty. That's 65-year-old William Feather appearing through video in court today. Feather called police July 17th claiming his wife, Michelle, wouldn't wake up. Investigators say they found blood all over that house, and Feather gave differing stories about what exactly had happened. 6 months earlier, he was arrested for domestic violence.
Pennsylvania's health department confirming 2 measles-related deaths. The state hasn't had a fatal case of measles in 35 years. Health officials say both people were not vaccinated. Both lived in Lancaster County, which is home to the nation's oldest and largest Amish community.
Well, she's the queen of country and being remembered by so many tonight. This is video of Dolly's visit to Columbus. This was in 2022. She was celebrating Dolly Parton Day with the state's first lady. That's Fran DeWine there in the purple. Fran sharing her thoughts on social media, saying in part, Dolly touched countless lives in profound and meaningful ways.
No one quite like her, right? Still no deal for Fairview Park teachers after the latest round of contract negotiations. The union met with the school board and a mediator for several hours last night, making some progress, but again failing to reach an agreement. Teachers have been working under an expired contract since June 30th. The union says its top priorities are manageable class sizes and balanced teaching assignments. No future bargaining dates have been set.
All right, we're staying with our top story today. Breaking news, Dolly Parton passed away today at her home in Nashville.
A 7-decade career. She inspired generations of artists, not just artists though. I think she inspired generations of people in general, especially the younger generation, right? With those books. Our Harry Boomer joining us live on East 4th Street at Jolene's, of course, a country bar taking its name from one of Dolly's most famous songs. Harry.
That's exactly right. The music world has lost another icon, Miss Dolly Parton, the queen of country music. Dolly started as a child star, appearing at the Grand Ole Opry at the age of 13. She sang, wrote songs, performed and acted, and played the banjo. Plus, she thrilled millions of people from around the world for 70 years. Well, the queen of country music, beloved Dolly Parton, passed away at the age of 80. She was loved the world over for her feisty stage presence, and she sang her many hits, including Working 9 to 5 and I Will Always Love You. Her signature song also, Jolene. As soon as we heard the sad news, we went over to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where she was inducted in 2022. She was also inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Her storied career lasted 7 decades, and when folks found out about it, they expressed sadness and gratitude.
As a female, I'm going to say, she has been such an idol for many, many women, not just in the music industry, but all her charity work and stuff like that. My grandson gets her Dolly Parton library books that they send to each child, so I'm a little choked up because she has been a special person to me, so she truly will be missed.
I'm devastated. I mean, to stand right in front of here, what a legend. Love her very much. My sister loved her even more, named her dog after her, so yeah, very sad. Her spread reached so much further than just music, though. I mean, what she did for community and for the charities. She was a real philanthropist as well.
She had a really big heart, gave to people, especially the young people. Wanted to make sure she had that impact. That voice you're hearing now, iconic voice of Dolly Parton, will never, ever be forgotten. And Dolly, I want you to know, from an old disc jockey who also played your songs on the radio, I Will Always Love You. At Jolene's, I'm Harry Boomer, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
We mentioned tomorrow a little bit of a warmer day compared to where we have been this afternoon. Lower 80s, that is where we are headed, but not after we get to enjoy a beautiful start to the morning tomorrow. Nice and cool. I will say by about mid-morning, temperatures will be warming by this point, upper 60s to near 70, but you will have this heavy mix of sun and clouds as we go through the day tomorrow. Keep that in mind as you get through the day on Wednesday. And no, you do not need to head out the door with rain gear or even have it as the kids are coming home from school. It is going to be one of those days where the vast majority of it is going to stay very dry. You get past 7 p.m., that's when we're going to start watching a couple stray showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms trying to hold together as they work east of 75, but I think struggling as they do so. It's not to say it will stay completely dry, especially as we head into those overnight hours. This is all coming out ahead of our next front, but I do think for the most part, as we wake up early on your Thursday, this is 6 o'clock in the morning, outside of a stray rain chance, most of us are off to a very quiet start with just a mention of a few showers as we get into your Thursday afternoon. We'll talk about what happens from there, though, coming up in your complete First Alert forecast.
Well, it's another agonizing delay for the family of a Cleveland mother missing since 1997. The trial for the man accused of killing Catherine Parisi was supposed to start this week, has now been pushed back to January of next year.
Yeah, and as we previously reported, the suspect is asking a judge to throw out the entire case. Senior investigator Sarah Goldenberg has been following this story for years and spoke with Kathy's daughter about this latest setback.
A chance for justice delayed. Angelina Spear has waited her whole life to find out what happened to her mom, Kathy Parisi.
This forces me to focus only on the death of her. That's all this case keeps doing. I can't focus on any other part of her, and it sucks.
Angelina lives off borrowed memories. Her mom disappeared just before she turned 2 years old, leaving photos and this video of a happier time behind.
But I know her as being very nice, very funny. She was a great mom.
Kathy disappeared on April 17, 1997. She vanished after taking an escort call in Parma. Her car found a day later in a shopping center with her keys and cash inside.
The thing that kills me is I'm 31. And I've made like mistakes in life, and I've had the gift of so many chances. And I really think that she was robbed of that because she was only 25 when she died.
After the case turned cold, Angelina and her sister Cecilia lost hope their mom may still be alive. Over the years, detectives also suspected foul play. Then, in January 2025, an arrest. Michael Bukowski of Toledo was charged with Kathy's murder after investigators reopened the case. He pleaded not guilty. His trial date, originally scheduled for this past spring, kept moving. First to the summer and now to early next year. Court records don't list a reason for the delay. And Angelina says she feels she's been victimized all over again.
I think my whole family, I can speak for them we are so exhausted and we just want it to be over.
Bukowski's defense team recently filed a motion to dismiss, calling the delay to indict him unjustifiable since he was a suspect back in 1997. Back then, police said phone records linked his apartment and a nearby payphone to Kathy's escort service around the time she took a client's call and disappeared. Police interviewed Bukowski but never charged him. Now, according to court documents, the prosecution says it has new DNA evidence against him, including a fingerprint found on a CD in Kathy's car back in the 90s that police say matched Bukowski when they tested it in 2016. But Bukowski's attorney says they can't test that evidence themselves because at some point Kathy's car was destroyed or removed. Angelina believes prosecutors have a good case despite a major challenge.
I think that the fact that there's no body is obviously an issue. It's a huge issue for my family. But unless he confesses, I don't think that we'll ever know where her body is.
So now she's back to waiting, counting down the days to trial.
And it's so tiring. It's like we just want to go through the stages of grief, but we can't. We're frozen.
Angelina hopes January 4th sticks as the trial date. The defense filed a motion to exclude evidence on August 3rd, in addition to a motion to dismiss the case. Defense attorneys also asked for a continuance. The Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office tells us they didn't object since they're still preparing the response to those motions. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
The deadline for prosecutors to respond is next week. Bukowski's defense attorney, Marcus Sidoti, told 19 Investigates, quote, there's nothing new to the investigation since 1998 and, quote, frustration is equal on both sides. Sidoti said, quote, at the end of the day, the delay is not at the hands of the defense. He says they're still getting documents from prosecutors today.
Well, we've covered Kathy's case extensively in our true crime podcast, Dark Side of the Land. You can listen to what happened to Kathy Parisi wherever you get your podcasts.